What's going on, Niner fans? It was the night before game day, and not a mouse was stirring, or however it goes. We got a game tomorrow. Holy Toledo, Batman. We got a game tomorrow? A real game, not a preseason game, not a practice game, not a, I don't know, whatever situation you want to call it. It's a real deal. Holyfield season is starting week 1. NFL 2025 49ers are playing against the Seattle Seahawks. Oh boy, I'm hyped. You guys ready? One more sleep if you are going to go sleep tonight. I mean, hey, I think we should rest tonight so we can be ready and rock and roll tomorrow. I'm hyped. Man, I don't know. It's going to be a good one. But as you guys heard the news earlier, Christian McCaffrey will be playing. All signs point to Christian McCaffrey playing against the Seattle Seahawks. This was earlier today. Mike Garofalo, Ian Rappaport, the NFL insiders, they said that he's ready to rock. He's ready to go, unless there's any setbacks, bearing any setbacks. So this was the actual tweet from Ian Rappaport a couple hours ago. He says, 49ers running back Christian McCaffrey, who is questionable with the calf injury. Signs are pointing to him to play versus the Seahawks, per the insiders. He says McCaffrey was running around on the side practice Friday and was optimistic to reporters. Bearing a setback, it's likely he'll go. So as long as there's no setbacks from tonight, tomorrow morning, he's going to play. And Kyle Shanahan did speak to the media over the last couple of weeks, a couple of days. He's addressed it. Matt Mayoko and him had a talk, and on NBC Bay Area, if you ever listen to those, it's on their YouTube, I believe. And he always sits down with the coach ahead of the game. Last year was Greg Papa, but this year's going to be Mayoko. Mayoko's done it before. He's filled in for Papa, and he basically told him, like, hey, we got to get Brian Robinson in there. We're going to mix him in. We're going to have to split the carries, this, that, the other. He said all the good stuff that we want to hear, and you got to limit CMC. But you know CMC, if he's ready to play and he's feeling good, he's going to go out there and do his thing. But that's Kyle Shanahan's job, to limit himself, limit Christian McCaffrey. Even if he feels good, you got to be the bigger man, and Kyle's got to do that and say, hey, look, man, take a few plays off. I got Brian Robinson. He's rolling. You know, you can't overuse Christian McCaffrey because the injury he has, the calf issue, it's an overuse issue, and you don't want to just wear and tear it. I know he felt great this offseason, training camp and everything, and that was the difference this year than last year, was Christian McCaffrey felt fantastic this year compared to last year. And I seen it. He looked amazing. He didn't even go to training camp last year, right? He had the contract, and then he didn't do training camp, and then the calf, and this and that. And then everybody's like, oh, okay, he's going to play. And then boom, an hour before kickoff, it was like he's not going to play. So I do feel it was like a little deja vu, because a year ago, pretty much almost to the day, he told reporters, I feel great, I'm going to play. And then he told reporters, I feel great, I'm going to play yesterday. And we'll see. But all signs point to Christian McCaffrey playing. Some other news, the 49ers today elevated linebacker Curtis Robinson, last year's Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the 49ers, and Russell Gage to the active roster from the practice squad. So looks like you'll have a little bit more linebacker depth with Curtis Robinson, and you'll get Russell Gage on the roster, which was pretty much going to happen all week. So wide receivers, Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, you got Russell Gage, you got Sky Moore, and Jordan Watkins. But he's going to be doubtful, so that's why you call up Russell Gage. And Marcus Valdes-Scantling will be there. But the reason you call up Russell Gage is because Jordan Watkins is doubtful to play week 1. So I'm guessing Watkins won't play, and Russell Gage will basically take that spot that Watkins would have. But he did come back to practice this week. I just don't think he's ready to rock and roll just yet. But Kyle Shanahan also addressed Juwan Jennings in the media lately. Let's talk about what he said with Juwan Jennings. He said, this is what he said on Juwan Jennings' playing time against the Seahawks. He says, he's got 3 practices in this week and look great. Probably can't go with him as much as we usually do. We'll be smart with that. Juwan is going to take himself out. We'll rotate him some. He's had a hell of a week, and we're pumped to have him back. So it looks like Juwan Jennings is going to be back, but a little bit limited because he's coming off the calf injury. They're going to kind of rotate him. So, again, that's why you have Russell Gage, you have MVS, you have Sky Moore, you have Ricky Pearsall, and those are your guys that are going to round out the receiving corps. So you're going to see probably a lot of Pearsall, a lot of George Kittle. Those are the 2 guys that I think that are going to get featured a lot in this passing game. And then you're going to have the running attack, and that's going to be CMC and Brian Robinson. So that's your guys. That's what's going to happen. That's the game plan. Niners are going to have to really, bring it to the Seahawks, because the Seahawks, it's a division rival. They got a coach that knows how to play against Brock Purdy. He's had his number, a couple years back when he was the DC of the Ravens, Mike McDonald, and he put a beatdown on Brock Purdy on Monday Night Football. I remember that. That was the year Brock Purdy was having an MVP type season, and it was Lamar versus Brock, and Lamar basically came out on top, and Brock didn't look so hot, and that kind of put an end to his MVP talk. And Lamar, pretty much, that was the game that gave him the MVP, because he outdueled Brock, the other MVP candidate, and Brock didn't look good, right? He got shut down through the picks. So it's going to be interesting. But it is good to know that Christian McCaffrey will be back. He should be playing tomorrow, again, as long as there's no setback. So how are we feeling, baby? Let's take a look at some of these comments here. Let's take a look. Show comments on stage. Let's see. Save CMC from himself. Yeah, that's the thing. I think that Kyle has to do a good job of saving Chris McCaffrey from himself. Play him if you're going to play him, but don't overuse the guy. But it's easier said than done. 831 Alex says, is Ricky Pearsall good for 4 catches? Absolutely, he's good for 4 catches. He's going to be wide receiver, probably 1 tomorrow. Again, they just said Juwan Jennings, he's going to be at a limited capacity tomorrow. I mean, we'll see when the game's going. Live bullets are flying. The adrenaline's pumping. But I do think Ricky Pearsall will have at least 5 catches. Jerry Flores is AJ Lee. That was a good return. Julius is not football related, but AJ Lee's back. Amazing. He was great. Kittle in the middle, says Christine Workman. I think Kittle's going to have a huge game. Him and Brock were dialed in during training camp. Oh, I mean, they looked amazing. And so was Ricky Pearsall and Brock Purdy. So, Alex, I do think Ricky is good for at least 4 catches. At least 4 catches. David says the Ravens D was better than Seattle's. Absolutely true statement there. So, Christine, nice color. Appreciate that. Yeah, it's a little, little teal blue, light blue, whatever you want to call it. Wore this to work this morning where, had to wear, sometimes I like to wear these nice little polo shirts, but thank you. Appreciate that. Sometimes I don't always wear Niner gear. So people are always like, so weird to see you without Niner gear. But yeah, sometimes I wear some other clothes there. So thank you for that. But I'm excited. I hope you guys enjoy the game tomorrow, and I hope the Niners get a dub. That's what we all want. We want to see the Niners win their game. Right now, they're pretty healthy going into this game, right? We have the CMC issue, but again, it was great that they traded for Brian Robinson, and I feel like he's going to be a very, very big part of this offense moving forward, regardless if CMC plays or not, because you're going to need to have some plays where you take some pressure off of CMC. If he is hurt, you have Brian Robinson, who's going to be able to contribute and be, big part of this offense, a running attack. And then you have Isaac Orendo, and again, he's an injury casualty. He's a guy that gets hurt a lot. He's great, but you needed Brian Robinson for, a true running back too. And now he's a definite handcuff for Christian McCaffrey. So great that they traded for Brian Robinson. Didn't have to give up much. And I think he's going to be a big part of this offense throughout the season. So Julius says, any predictions on who scores first for the Niners? I've got to say that it's going to be a Brock Purdy to Ricky Pearsall touchdown. Boom. Let's go. I think that's the first touchdown of the night. 49ers, Brock Purdy, Ricky Pearsall, boom. Oh, my God. The connection was cooking all offseason, and they continue to cook. If it's not Ricky Pearsall, I'm going to say George Kittle. So there you go. But enjoy the game tomorrow. Christian McCaffrey will be playing as long as there's no setbacks. That's the good news. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Just want to keep it quick. I might go live a little later. But in any case, have a great night. I love you. If there's any more breaking news, we'll be back. Have a good one. Love you. Go Niners. Let's get that dub in Seattle, baby.